All right, well, 3 Americans have been killed in a terror attack in Kenya by Al Shabaab. So, if you don't know who Al Shabaab is, they're labeled a terrorist organization. They had previously pledged their allegiance to Al Qaeda, and since then they've grown into this pretty massive organization of their own. They definitely do use terroristic tactics. They're pretty brutal. So. Let's read this article. 3 Americans killed in Kenya terror attack. 3 Americans were killed in Sunday's Kenya terror attack, a U.S. defense official told CNN. One U.S. service member and 2 civilian contractors working for the Defense Department were killed in the attack carried out by al-Shabaab, U.S. Africa Command announced on Sunday. That would be today, as of the day of the recording, anyways. Well, civilian contractors is a dangerous job nowadays. That's quite a few contractors that we've heard killed lately. As for me, I've seen enough. No, thank you. I'm good. Don't need to be there anymore. Africa Command also said that 2 Department of Defense members were wounded, are now in stable condition, and are being evacuated. The attack occurred at a Kenya Defense Force in Manda Bay, Kenya. It's a airfield. They used to use it for special operations. They still do. They train the local population and what they call our African allies to help fight our battles for us, basically. On paper, it sounds like a wonderful idea. Train those who support your cause within a enemy nation or enemy territory or conflict area to fight your battles for you, and you train them, and then all is good and well and done. We go home, whistle Dixie, have a cup of hot cocoa. There we go. In reality, at least from my perspective and what I see as patterns, is we tend to train them, and then later on they become our enemies. Either A, because, maybe its power corrupts absolutely, and while they are on the side of what they believe is good, they fight for what's good. But when they overthrow the government, what do they know? They only know the way that their previous government formed, how it acted, that's all they know, and they follow the same patterns. Or B, they are unsuccessful in overthrowing the government, in which case we've caused a severe hard time for them and their families and everybody else. Either way, it sounds great on paper, but in practice, it never works out well for us. Africa Command said the U.S. uses the airfield for missions such as providing training to African allies, responding to crisis, and protecting U.S. interests in the region. And that is such a broad term, protecting U.S. interests. Very, very broad term. Obviously, the names of those who have been killed have not been released yet. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of our teammates who lost their lives today, U.S. Army General Stephen Townsend, Commander, U.S. Africa Command, said in a statement. My heart obviously goes out to them too. The world, the world is full of evil people, and yeah, it's not all nice and good, and gosh, what are you going to do? I wish we had a perfect answer, but we just don't, and there is none. As we honor their sacrifice, let us also harden our resolve. Alongside our African and international partners, we will pursue those responsible for this attack and al-Shabaab, who seek to harm Americans and U.S. interests. We remain committed to preventing al-Shabaab from maintaining a safe haven to plan deadly attacks against the U.S. homeland, East African, and international partners. Easier said than done. They are going to be able to blend in with the civilian population. They've got quite a few of the civilian population scared to do into doing their bidding. Hostage population, so to speak. I don't see it being easy, nor quick, nor even attainable, honestly. Al-Shabaab had previously pledged allegiance to Al-Qaeda, and they had. They have since then become just this ginormous entity of its own that acts on its own now. They do claim acts of terror in the name of Al-Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, what was one of the other ones? They've had a few monikers that they've used for it. As CNN reports earlier Sunday, U.S. and Kenyan aircraft, both rotary and fixed wing, were damaged in the attack. Africa Command now says 6 contractor-operated civilian aircraft were damaged to some degree. It was small arms fire from what I understood. U.S. authorities provided more details about the brazen attack, which involved indirect and small arms fire. They said forces from Kenya Defense Forces as well as those from U.S. Africa Command fought back the attack after an initial penetration of the perimeter of the facility. So they did actually get into the facility. They were pushed back out of it. A lot of bullets flying, so you can imagine a lot of damage, and unfortunately some lives were lost. Ideology, people. Ideology is a very heavy driving factor. Someone believes in something heavy enough, no matter what you do, they're going to always believe in it, and the more you push against them, the more they're going to push back. And if they believe in it heavily enough, they will push back using violence. The work that our U.S. forces are doing in East Africa bolsters partnerships, counters malign influences, and maintains critical pressure on terrorist networks. I could see it on paper being able to do that, yes. I don't know if you can ever actually end it. Not really. There's always going to be some fringe faction that believes fringe ideas that is willing to use violence to propagate their ideas and to get known, to get noticed, to have a seat at the dinner table, so to speak. Our efforts directly contribute to counterterrorism, maritime surveillance, and intelligence sharing missions with our Kenyan partners. This activity enables enhanced security and stability in the region and for America. Developing story. As it develops, I'll make sure to keep you guys abreast of the situation, and we will go from there. Well, again, one of those no winners stories. It's not going to be an easy going after Al-Shabaab. I don't know what he's talking about when he says going after Al-Shabaab. Are we going to send the military there? Oh, God, I hope not. It would be door to door. It would be amongst villages. It would be civilian population mixed in with targets. Who do you know who the target is? It would be horrible. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, your concerns. Like, dislike. Give me some engagement. I will see you guys in the next one. I appreciate your time, and the world, life is strange.